Story number 1. She always defended her spoiled daughter until the nanny revealed the horrifying truth. African folktale.
Once upon a time, in the vast plains of the savannah, there was a wealthy African village where a powerful chief lived. The chief's name was Kimba, and his wife was Nala. God blessed them with a daughter, whom they named Zara. Zara was very beautiful, but Nala spoiled her so much with love and indulgence that she became rude and selfish. Whatever Zara wanted, she got immediately, and if she didn't, she would scream and shout, troubling the villagers. In the village, there was a wise woman named Aisha. The chief hired Aisha as a nanny to care for Zara. Aisha served Zara day and night, feeding her, telling her stories, but Zara would insult her and order her around as if she were a slave. Whenever Aisha complained about Zara's behavior, Nala would say, "My daughter is an angel." "You're lying, aren't you ashamed?" Nala always defended her daughter, scolded Aisha, and spoiled Zara even more. One day, a strange illness spread through the village. The children began falling sick, and Zara did too. Zara's condition worsened day by day. She grew weaker and refused to eat. Healers came, gave her herbs, but nothing helped. Nala wept, hugging Zara tightly, and said, "Nothing will happen to my daughter." Aisha watched silently. Finally, one night when the moon was full and the villagers had gathered, Aisha revealed the truth in front of everyone. She said, "O Chief Kimba, O Nala, and O people of the village, I'm going to tell you a horrifying truth. Zara's illness is no ordinary sickness. It is poison." Everyone was shocked. Nala screamed, "Lies! You're jealous of my daughter." Aisha said calmly, "No, sister. I saw it with my own eyes." Zara, who had become so spoiled, was secretly learning black magic from an old witch who lives in the forest. The witch taught her that if she caused pain to others, she would become powerful. Zara began poisoning the village children so that everyone would fear her and obey her. But when she prepared the poison herself, she accidentally mixed it into her own food. Now she has fallen victim to her own poison. The villagers asked proof. Aisha brought out a small pot from Zara's room, containing poisonous herbs and a book given by the witch. Zara, now weak, tearfully confessed everything. She said, "Mother, I did all this because you always protected me. I thought I could do anything I wanted and never face punishment." The ground slipped from under Nala's feet. She broke down crying, "It's my fault. I ruined her by spoiling her too much. If I had disciplined her and taught her principles, we wouldn't be facing this day." The villagers forgave Zara because she was truly repentant. Aisha arranged for treatment from an elder shaman, and Zara recovered. From that day on, Nala raised Zara with firmness, and everyone in the village learned that affection is good, but excessive spoiling turns a child into a monster. And so, they lived happily ever after.
Story number 2. She always protected her naughty son until the old nanny exposed the terrifying cursed secret. African folktale.
Once upon a time, deep in the heart of the forest, there was a beautiful village where a brave hunter lived. His name was Jomo, and his wife was Fatima. They had a son born to them, whom they named Tamba. Tamba was very clever and cheerful, but Fatima spoiled him so much that he became rebellious and disrespectful. Whatever he demanded, he got immediately, and if he didn't, he would create a storm in the house. In the village, there was an old and wise woman named Mama Sarah. Jomo hired her to care for Tamba. Mama Sarah fed Tamba, told him stories of the forest, taught him goodness, but Tamba would push her away, insult her, and order her around as if she were his servant. Whenever Mama Sarah complained, Fatima would say, "My son is made of gold. You've grown old. You don't understand anything." Fatima always defended Tamba, scolded Mama Sarah, and gave Tamba even more of whatever he wanted. One day, a strange plague spread through the village. Animals began dying, the water became contaminated, and the village children fell ill. Tamba suddenly became sick too. His eyes turned red, strange spots appeared on his body, and he cried out in pain. Elder healers came, gave herbs, performed prayers, but nothing helped. Fatima wept and said, "Nothing can happen to my son. He is my little prince." Mama Sarah remained silent, but her eyes saw everything. Finally, one night when the stars were shining in the sky and the villagers had gathered under the great tree, Mama Sarah revealed the truth to everyone. She said, "O Jomo, O Fatima, and O my people of the village, listen to this terrifying secret. Tamba's illness is no plague. It is a curse." Everyone froze in fear. Fatima screamed, "Lies! You're envious of my son." Mama Sarah said calmly, "No, my child. I saw it with my own eyes. Tamba, who had become so spoiled, would go to the forbidden part of the forest where an ancient evil spirit dwells. That spirit tempted him with promises of power. Tamba obeyed the spirit and put poisonous roots into the village well so that everyone would fall ill and fear him, obeying his every command. He thought he would become king, but when he drank from the well himself, the curse turned back on him. Now he has fallen victim to that demonic poison." The villagers asked, "Where is the proof?" Mama Sarah brought out a black pouch from Tamba's room, containing the poisonous roots given by the evil spirit and an old wooden tablet engraved with strange symbols. Tamba, now groaning in pain, tearfully confessed everything. He said, "Mother, I did all this because you never stopped me. I thought I could do anything and no one would punish me." It was as if lightning struck Fatima's heart. She sat on the ground and wept. "It's my fault. I destroyed him with blind spoiling. If I had scolded him and taught him right from wrong, this curse would never have come." The villagers forgave Tamba because he was repenting with a true heart. Mama Sarah arranged treatment from an elder sorceress. The well was cleaned, and slowly Tamba and the other children recovered. From that day on, Fatima raised Tamba with love, but also with firmness, and everyone in the village learned the lesson that you should love your children, but excessive spoiling turns them into instruments of the devil. And so, they all lived in peace and happiness.
Story number 3. The beautiful daughter was spoiled beyond limits by her mother, until the wise old woman uncovered the dark spirit's horrifying truth. African folktale.
Once upon a time, on the edge of the African savanna, there was an ancient village where a river flowed and the forest stretched in every direction. The chief of this village was Mokali, who was very powerful and just. His wife was Layla, who was beautiful and kind-hearted. The two were blessed with a daughter whom they named Kiera. As Kiera grew older, she became more and more beautiful, her eyes like stars, her hair like silk. But Layla spoiled her with so much love and indulgence that Kiera's heart grew hard and selfish. Whatever she wanted, she had to have it right then and there. Otherwise, she would cry, scream, and turn the house upside down. The villagers feared her too, because Layla always defended her. In the village lived an old and very wise woman named Nina. Nina could speak with the spirits of the forest, knew the secrets of herbs, and could read what was in people's hearts. Mokali brought her into the home to raise and care for Kiera. Nina stayed with Kiera day and night. She took her walking along the riverbank, taught her the voices of the birds, and told her stories about how goodness always triumphs. But Kiera paid her no respect. She would push Nina away, insult her, saying, "Old woman, hurry up. I want this now." Whenever Nina complained to Layla, Layla would say angrily, "My daughter is a piece of the moon. You've grown old. You're just jealous. Be ashamed." And then she would give Kiera even more gifts and even more freedom. Time passed. Kiera was now a young woman, but her behavior had grown even worse. She ordered the village boys around, was jealous of the girls, and harmed anyone who did not obey her. One day, a terrible calamity struck the village. First, the animals began to die. Then the crops started withering, and then the children fell ill one by one. Black spots appeared on their bodies, fever gripped them, and they screamed in pain. Finally, Kiera too fell victim to this calamity. Her beauty faded, her face turned pale, Her hair began to fall out, and she groaned in agony. Elder healers came, shamans danced, spirits were invoked for help, but nothing worked. Layla sat day and night at Kiera's bedside, weeping, "Nothing will happen to my daughter. This is all a false calamity." Nina watched everything in silence. She knew this was no ordinary disaster. Finally, one night, when a blood-red moon hung in the sky and the villagers had gathered beneath the great baobab tree, Nina stood up. There was power in her voice. She said, "Oh, Chief Mokali, oh Layla, and oh my dear people of the village, today I will reveal the horrifying truth that will tear the heart apart. This calamity is no divine wrath. It is the fruit of the evil that Kiera herself has sown." Everyone's hearts pounded. Layla screamed, "Lies! You're speaking ill of my daughter. You're jealous." Nina said calmly, "No, my child. I saw it with my own eyes. Kiera, whom you ruined with blind spoiling, would go deep into the forest where an ancient dark spirit dwells, a spirit that feeds on envy and evil. Kiera met with it. The spirit tempted her, saying that if she caused suffering to the villagers and stole their happiness, she would become the most beautiful and powerful of all. Kiera listened to the spirit. In secret, she planted poisonous vines in the village fields, mixed enchanted poison into the animals' water, and marked the children's toys with curses, also that people would fear her and serve her like slaves. She thought she would become queen, but the spirit deceived her. When Kiera used the poisonous root that the spirit had given her in her own food, the curse turned back upon her. Now, that same evil is devouring her. The villagers cried out, "Proof!" Nina brought out an old black chest from Kiera's room. Inside were poisonous vines, a black bone given by the spirit, and a strip of leather written in blood, bearing marks from Kiera's own hand. Kiera, who could now barely breathe, tearfully confessed everything. In a weak voice, she said, "Mother, I did all this because you always protected me. You never stopped me, never explained what was wrong. I thought the world was mine. I could do anything I wanted, and no one would stop me." It was as if Layla's soul had left her body. She collapsed beside Kiera and wept bitterly. "It's my fault. In the name of love, I destroyed you. By defending you blindly, I turned you into a monster. If I had scolded you and taught you principles, we would not be facing this day." The villagers' hearts melted with pity. They forgave Kiera because she was repenting with a true heart. Nina called upon the pure spirits of the forest for help. The elder shamans performed a long ritual. The poisonous things were burned, and slowly Kiera recovered. Along with her, the village's calamity ended too. From that day on, Layla gave Kiera love, but also taught her firmness. Kiera became a new person, kind, helpful, and humble. And so, the villagers once again lived in happiness and peace.